Hey guys, welcome back to an episode by BW2 to finally here in the room. So I just had to do a quick update. So I did update my PC setup again, and I believe for the final time, at least for a long time. I do have some stuff out here, so sorry if it's a little bit of a mess. It's not usually like this, but I'm recording, so I have my camera back out. So I finally got the last PC. You guys know that I started my PC setup here once I moved down here from upstairs, and that's like just my mom and dad's PC setup now. But got my own. I've been working on this since last February or so, and I believe it's finally finished. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys know I went through multiple iterations of this, but I think this is final because my final piece I was waiting on finally came right there. So yeah, but that is pretty much it. I filmed some clips, but of course I've made multiple videos on this, so I didn't really film too much, just a couple clips to make a little montage video clip type thing with the updated setup, not showing off everything in detail because I've done that multiple times. I will link down, I believe there's one or two other PC centered setup videos. So yeah, if you guys want to see those, I will link all those in the description, of course. So getting right into it. So you guys have seen this, but I haven't even shown this, but I've had this for months now. I did eventually get a TV and mount it, but I did that months ago. There will be a clip in this where I'm like showing off the monitor. And like switching and playing Fortnite on that one too. I filmed that a solid like 5 months ago. Yeah, I was just waiting to finish it all up so I could finally get that up. But yeah, also my side stand that I was talking about that I did a video on, that is still right there as always. I made a wallpaper for both of them right there. I rarely use this one, but of course that's what I watch movies on and whatever else. I recently also got cable staples, which you just hammer into the wall right there, as you can see, to straighten up the cables, which I didn't know it would make it look that much nicer, because this was more like curved around there. Now it's just straight down, parallel. And then also this cable from the TV used to just kind of be dangling right there, and then it was plugged in right there. But now, absolutely nothing. It's just a floating TV now, because I actually routed it around back there. So still under there, not the prettiest thing, not horrible, but yeah. But I'm not too worried about under there. But then of course on my for my birthday I got the a power strip right there, as well as one mounted on the back, which I've already showed before. And then I also did that for my DVD player, HDMI cable back there, as well as this one. You can see there's one right behind there, and then this one right behind there, because I actually hung up my brand new thing right there, which we'll show. But I also have been collecting some record vinyls as I've been talking about as I slowly got them. But I finally got my last one. I ordered this back last July. Finally got it now. a few weeks ago, so almost a year. But yeah, as you can see, it is actually signed by Oliver Tree right there, which is very awesome. So now I have something signed with a note from the Flick Pick, and then a signed t-shirt by McJuggernuggets from a long time ago, if you remember that. And now that, so yeah. But I got all those. Everything else I've pretty much already showed. But then the record vinyls themselves, I did, if you follow me on Instagram, you guys know I had a pink one right there, yellow one right there, and the black one right there. And it was just kind of like it was just kind of uneven looking. I didn't really like it. But now everything is just so parallel and straight and soothing to look at. Because now these are all straight in a row. I did a lot of measuring, and I got all 3 of the records hung up right there, which I do want to hang up this remote one on the other side, because that's like one of the main reasons I got it, is because of the cool art on the other side, the etched vinyl thing. But if you guys can see that, you can see it pretty well right there. It is actually etched, but when it's on my wall, I mean, you have to be in very certain light to actually be able to see it. So I'm just not too worried about that, because then it just pretty much looks like a plain pink vinyl. It just doesn't look too good. But yeah, and then over here real quick, you guys know just updates that I've been doing throughout the channel, videos for the past few months. But I also got this. It is by from Displate. I learned about them because they like sponsored Leon Lush, and yeah, they're basically just metal posters. I made a post on my Instagram. Again, if you don't follow me, like I said, ever since I stopped doing day vlogs, there's a lot of updates. So make sure to follow me on Instagram so you can see the post and I fully talk about this and whatnot. But yeah, absolutely love that. It's like my favorite movie scene of all time, the ending scene from Fight Club, the Where's My Mind part. And yeah, it ended up being a little bigger than I thought, but it's absolutely beautiful, and I love it. But yeah, and then I finally moved that Seahawks painting. That's been hanging up since, I think I hung it up there not long after I painted it, which was back in 2016. So it's been hanging up there for about 5 years. But I finally moved it over there, so all 3 of my paintings are in that corner now. And then over here, I replaced it with this, which I just got yesterday and hung up. As you can see, it is a custom neon LED sign. No, it is not real neon, because first off, this is already like $200-something. But neon would be even more expensive. But the other thing is, because I know neon's not necessarily dangerous, but if you guys don't know, neon is literally glass tubes with burning gas making it light up. And I'm not sure if I feel too safe with that in my bedroom. Especially on this panel. I don't think I would have to be too worried about it, but just in case. But also, neon, when it lights up, it makes that slight buzzing noise, if you guys know what I'm talking about. This does not. As you can see, this is actually just like those LED strips. They're really well diffused, and I absolutely love these LED strips. I've never had any, but now I do. But yeah, and as you can see, it is actually on, you can choose different colors for this backing, but I chose like the clear plexiglass or vinyl or whatever it is. And then there's 4 screws. There's also an option to have a chain, but then you could see the chain in the back and it looked really bad. But I just chose there's 4 screw holes, and I did the 4 screws. And it was really cool because it came with, I don't know if you can really see it back there, but it actually came with screws, and then there's like a little plasticky kind of rubberish washer, and then a little brass washer that you put on top, and it was threaded. So then once you got those put in, then screwed in, you could actually put these little caps, and you just screwed those on, and it just makes it look very nice. But yeah, I think it looks absolutely great. Yeah, and it's handmade too. So some guy in China made my logo out of LED strips, perfectly symmetrical. I'd say he did a very good job. As you can see, that is my main logo right there, of course. But yeah, now I have it right there on my V1 Tech plate right there, and now right there. But that's how it looks. But then I actually, if I want to turn it on, I plug in these 2 cords right here, which you can probably already see that it turned on. So yeah, it's really, really bright. As you can see from right in front of it, it does look just like real neon. But yeah, it just looks really, really cool, especially with the clear vinyl or the clear plexiglass that kind of like aurora around it, whatever. And yeah, it just looks so cool. But the thing is why I don't usually plan to keep it on right now, is because of how bright it is. It's like a stadium light. But yeah, of course, like these screens are on, but you can see it lights up like my whole room pretty darn well, as because you can see my main lights like pretty much lights it up almost as well as those. And there is actually a way to turn it down. It did actually come with, of course, another remote. I have quite a few now, because my main RGB bar under my, or behind my desk right there, came with this one right here, but then my V1 Tech plate came with this one right here, and now that one came with this one right here, which you can see you can actually turn the brightness up and down, and or the brightness up and down with those, turn it on and off, or turn the brightness to certain percentages, or put it on a delay off. But you need to plug in like this thingy, which was kind of sketchy because you actually have to wire it yourself. You stick the wires in there with these little clamps when you get it, but it's also extremely light. It just feels like a hollow piece of plastic, and yeah, I just thought it was kind of sketchy. But also, my dad said it'd be fine because he didn't think it was sketchy or anything, and it's only 8 amps or whatever. But yeah, you just plug it in between those two connectors, but I don't think there's like a signal thing or whatever it's called, because I plugged it in and whatever, and it just doesn't work. So yeah, I plug it in and can't turn the brightness up or down. So yeah, so I might end up buying like a separate one of those like receiver things right there. That's for my RGB bar back there, but you can buy those separately for like under $10. So I might buy one of those eventually, because the pictures look fine, but the pictures look really good, I think, but in person it is just extremely bright. But yeah, as you can see, it is very well diffused, and it looks like real neon, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's the main focus of this, because I just think it's so cool. And if you're wondering who I got it from, it was a website called like Neon Lights and Signs. But I was just really surprised because I sent him like a picture of my logo, and I said, could you make the little custom page, and I asked him if they could make my logo just without all the carbon fiber, of course. And he just sent me the little picture that he made up, and I was just like, wow, that looks pretty fine. And he said with shipping it was like $219, and I was just like, holy moly, I thought it was gonna be like $400. So yeah, but that's pretty much it that I had to show. So that is my updated setup, and I believe that is everything that I wanted to do. I just think it looks really clean and nice, and yeah, this is pretty much my dream setup right here. I can't think of anything else that I would want to change. I am still planning to upgrade to a 3060 Ti, basically the same graphics card, the MSI Gaming X, but upgrade from a 1660 Ti Gaming X to the new 3060 Ti Gaming X. But of course, like all of you waiting for graphics cards, I'm still waiting for that too. So I mean, that probably, I'd be surprised if I even have that by the end of this year. So we'll see about that. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Bye. Alright, a quick little update. I did email them about the business that made my sign, about that thingy not working, the little RF controller or whatever, to make the brightness and whatnot. Because as I said earlier in the video, it was kind of blinding, and he emailed me saying that he was glad that I liked it, and he asked if I could like make a video clip explaining why I liked it so much and whatnot, and I told him that I was going to be posting this video right here online to at least 1.33k or whatever subscribers. And so he said thank you so much, and that he would just send me another one for free, which, yeah, that's pretty darn awesome. So yeah, he sent me another one. So I think I explained it earlier in this video. It was a few days ago for me now, but that's why I waited to post this video a couple days later, because he sent me, of course, this is the original one, this one, which is kind of cheap plastic, and yeah, I already explained all that. It doesn't work, but they sent me a new one, and it only got here in like 4 days, which this is shipping from Foshan, China or whatever. So that's pretty darn good shipping. So yeah, but he sent me this new one right here, which I don't know if I'm gonna like spiffy this up a little bit, but it's kind of out of the way and doesn't look too bad. But yeah, it's actually metal. I don't know if you can really hear that, but yeah. But yeah, so definitely a lot nicer feeling and looking, and as you can see, the wires came pre-installed this time, and they're actually like screwed in there. And yeah, and it does have this little threaded piece so you can screw it on, but that plug-in is not threaded, so I can't actually screw it on. But yeah, so you can see I got that plugged in now, and it does actually work. So yeah, that's very cool. So yeah, so now I can actually use it and not have it be blinding. They also sent me another controller, which, if you guys want to see my little controller collection here, yeah, it's pretty insane now. Of course, this is for my underlight, that's on the back bar, on the back of that bar right there. This is for my V1 Tech custom SSD plate cover, which you can plug that into the motherboard, but MSI software is just so unpredictable sometimes. So I don't usually like using it, so I like using the controller more, and I barely even use that anyway. And then 2 controllers for that, because I got sent another one, and whichever one has a battery in it, I think it's this one. But yeah, so you can see, you can turn the brightness up or down, turn it 25, 50, 75, or 100%, and delay off for 10 seconds, 30 seconds, or 1 minute, and then on or off. But yeah, you can see now, I can turn it on or off. Very nifty. But also, I don't know if it's going to look better at night or when the light's off, but that is how I'm going to keep it from now on. So I don't know how well you guys can tell on camera, but to me, I can look at that with no problem. As you can see, it's not lighting up my room near as much. But yeah, it's probably, you can see all the lines on my camera. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I can really see some lines because my the camera thinks this lighting is weird. But yeah, so that's probably what I'm going to keep it at now. Like that, I can easily keep at and play and maybe even sleep with. Because yeah, it actually looks a little brighter on camera than it is, but yeah. And it just looks really, really good. I don't know if I can make it look how it looks in real life. Maybe through a picture, but yeah, not really through video. But now, as you can see, I can click like 25%. That actually makes it a little brighter. Yeah, that's 25%. It's actually really not that bad, but it's still kind of bright. Then you got 50%, 75%, and 100%. So yeah, so now you can see 100%, and now you can see the difference. But yeah, so that's 25%. Yeah. But then you can also turn it up manually, or turn it up or down manually on that, and you can see that it gets darker and darker. So I actually just keep it on the lowest setting possible, and yeah, it's actually really, really nice, and that is so nice that I got that to work. Now I can actually appreciate it a lot more, because I could keep it on, but I just had to have it on when I just wanted to have it on, because I couldn't really play with having it on or be on my PC with it on or do anything else with it on, because it was just a blinding stadium light on my wall. But yeah, and then of course I can just turn it off and it's pitch black, or just turn it on. And yeah, so I just want to explain that real quick. So let me turn this on so lighting's not all weird. But yeah, so I will definitely leave the link down in the description to their business. It's like Neon Signs and Lights or whatever. Definitely check them out if you're looking for signs and lights. This one, as I said before, I sent him a picture of my logo, and I just said this without carbon fiber. He made it up within like 12 hours or so. And yeah, sent me this, and I said 18 inches by 18 inches, so this is 18 inches by 18 inches, which, if you don't know, is like about 1.5 feet. Or I mean, yeah, about 1.5 feet. So yeah, so pretty darn big, and it was $219, and that's including shipping, which I think for this is pretty darn good, especially since it's handmade and everything. But especially because that didn't work, I emailed him, and then he simply sent me another one for free, which I know that's not heavy shipping or anything. It was literally just an envelope. It's not even 1 pound. But still, the fact that he just got me another one, shipped that to me for free, is awesome. Because if you guys remember my whole one-wheel experience, my foot pad, they were saying if I had to send that to them, and they said if they couldn't find a problem, I would have to pay $15 to get it back, and that was about a pound. But I ended up swinging that, and I didn't have to pay anything. But then my one wheel, they also couldn't find a problem with that, so then to get that shipped back to me, which at the time I still didn't think worked, it costed $80 just to get it shipped back to me, which I thought at that time was just a $1,200 footrest. But eventually, of course, thanks to one of my viewers, I figured it out, and we got that all figured out. So yeah, but now, that's pretty much it for this video. So, hope you guys like the updated setup. As you can see, it looks not near as much as it did before, because that's 100%. You can see it even in the light, it's like perfectly lighting that up. But yeah, so definitely so much nicer there, I think. But yeah, so that is pretty much it for this video finally. So make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye!